Okay folks, I'm back. Toy with V-twins to V8s. What I did with my fender was I showed you I heated it up and I flattened out this transition. So now it comes down to this body line and now it's nice and flat here. I did the same thing on the other side. Of course you can't even see it, but I just did it because it's right. Now I'm down here at the bottom. Now what I'm going to do is I mounted it on the bike so I got a stable place to work. I'm going to show you how to pick and file this so that it's nice and smooth. This is something that you can do if you have heavy metal. If I wanted to, what I've really got here is I got kind of like a loopy transition point here. If I wanted to, I could file this and then I could do my body work. I could keep this line and then it would just come down into a point and it would fade right off. But I think I'm going to go with a rounded fender, so when you look here it comes right around and it's just nice and smooth looking. So I'm going to put this camera right here and I'm going to get my hammer and my file and I'll show you what's going on. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to run my file over the surface, and when I do that it's going to show me all my highs and my lows if you look at it. Now, anything that's a high spot, this file is going to take off. Anything that's a low spot, I can chase it with the file, or I can take my little hammer and dolly and I can pick it out, which I'll show you in a minute. But the first thing we got to do is we got to get to some kind of a baseline here and see where we're at. And right now, it's not looking too bad. This thing's kind of wanky to work on. That's why I mounted it on the bike. I'm going to bring you in close. So now you can see all the spots that the file hit are the level spots or the high spots. And then as I keep filing, you'll notice that this area here is going to come down so it's all like this. And when I'm like that, that's when I know I'm pretty much where I want to be. So I'm just going to continue to file on this. Because all I really want to do with this fender is blend this bottom edge so that I have that transition. And as I do this, this shows me all my high spots. When you work with body filler, you want low spots, not so much high spots. So sometimes you gotta tap it back down. Now as you can see it, I'm starting to get closer and closer. So I could take my pick and my dolly, my pick hammer and my dolly, I can hold my dolly on the outside, pick this, and I can get some of this out. And then when I do that, it'll smooth off. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm not going to spend like hours with you on the camera doing that, but I know where my low spots are. It's important to let your dolly bounce. It's not like this thing is an anvil and you're trying to forge a horseshoe or something. You're just kind of being gentle with it. Okay, now I'm going to come back at it with my file and I'll show you what we have. It kind of changes the whole game. Okay, now you have it. This is what I got going on now. This is what I started out with before. As you can see my line starting to form this nice point. So if I wanted to make this body line fade off, I could do that, but I'm not going to. I'm just gonna continue to file this a little bit more, and then I'm ready to start doing some body work. So I'm gonna let you go. I'll come back into this with you a little bit later on, but this is just kind of the basis of heating and shrinking and picking and filing. Basically, the pick and file situation is you heat it up and you squelch it and see how nice and flat this all is. And then if you look at the bottom of the fender here, you can see my line is nice and even. So if I want to fill this, which I'm going to, it's going to transition down to here, and when you look on the bottom of this fender and run your hand on it, it's going to be nice and smooth and flat. Nobody's really ever going to know. So that's where we're at today, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, Troy Kane, V-Twins to V8s on Facebook, vtwins2v8s.com, and V-Twins to V8s on eBay. Thanks a lot. Have a good day.